There is nothing. Only warm primordial blackness. Your conscious ferments in it. No larger than a single grain of malt. You don't have to do anything anymore. Ever. Never, ever. An inordinate amount of time passes. It is utterly void of struggle. No ex-wives are contained within it.
An awareness creeps up on you. A mass lies hidden in your dead angle, soaking in some lurid acidic source. It's bloated and shameful, a ball of meat surrounding you. This is a terrible line of questioning, and it will only lead to more awareness of the meat thing.
Ex-love, ex-tenderness. It is foolish of you to resurface to the loss. Not after all the damage you suffered to get here. Some of it irreversible. Stay. Sail with me through the abyss of pelagic zone. Alright, nothing town to fuck all borough. Not you. Your days of giving a shit and being that type of animal are over. The song of death is sweet and endless. Like a fly to the ointment, your conscience sticks to it. The limbed and headed machine of pain and undignified suffering is firing up again. It wants to walk the desert.
The stench of liquor rises from your mouth, and with it, an ungodly headache. A fiery streak penetrates your skull, trying to force your eyes open.
Somehow, you know what it is. A caprice to name a motor carriage. A mirror hangs above a bent and broken sink. In a fierce discharge of masculine energy, someone has ripped half the faucet off. Hot water sprays from the base and steam covers the mirror. You cannot see yourself. Suddenly, you realize you have no memory of the face that awaits you there, underneath the soft vapor. As you slowly abort, you clearly have not thought this through. You won't like what you see there, and you will never unbecome it. Yeah, there is definitely something wrong with it. Where to even begin? There is the bloatedness, then the swollenness. It's like there's an upholstery of alcohol underneath your skin. It's not. Your nose feels like a small balloon in the middle of your face. It hurts when you... It's not. It's swollen and snail-like. Wriggling. Behold. You have no idea who this thing is, do you? Too late. You clearly have rigor mortis on your face. Oh wait, is that an expression? Are you trying to make an expression with that face? Why? Please stop. It's horrible. You're scaring yourself. Oh my God. You can't stop. What does it even mean? What is the emotion you're trying to convey? Please promise yourself you are not going to try it on any of the ladies, whatever happens. You liar. You can't even tell the truth to yourself. Go ahead. Try something. It belongs in the new, the third decade of the current century. Enough time had passed from the failure of the revolution. Things were good. It was smooth sailing. People made go for Revachol, your city. That meant only one thing. Guillaume Lamillion. If it doesn't rhyme, you're not pronouncing it right. Out of the dazzling swirl of disco music, in an open-air boîte de nuit, somewhere in Revachol West, Guillaume's blonde mane appeared on the screen. He sang some bullshit. Then he made the expression. The click is used to spur on a horse. It also features heavily in Guillaume Lamillion's regional mega hit, Don't Worry. Some 20-odd years. There is a vast ocean. You have some understanding of the near history of disco. The rest is darkness. Aside from it doesn't have to be. You can swoon over Guillaume and his champagne-corked smile whenever you want to. Maybe it's too late. Like an image on film. The window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind blows in. The shards face outward. Whatever broke this window came from the inside. A fine web of scarring covers the back, more likely a projectile than a held object. There are no fragments on it. Is too large for a bullet, yet too small for like the green shoe that's on the hat rack in the corner. Congratulations, you smashed the window with your own shoe. Now you only have one. If you're lucky, you can still find the other on the cool wind gushes in. Your toes curl up from the cold. This fan has two chain pull switches. One ends in a tiny fan, the other in a light bulb. A truly horrific necktie has somehow attached itself. You swoop up and catch the tie. Snap. What you have in your hand is a truly hideous necktie with 4 or 5 different patterns. You hear a jingle. Keys are clinking in the pocket of your flare-cut pants. It says, whirling in rags, on the aluminium key ring. There is a single key on the ring.
Hello, officer.
The young woman raises a cigarette to her lips. Her eyes are brown and her face is speckled with birthmarks. She can't be more than 28.
No. Because you're a police officer, sir. I am, yes. Unless you've been feeding us a set of very well-rehearsed lies all this time. You've been here for 3 days. On official... Couldn't say. In truth, so far, mostly drinking. Could it be because of the drinking? Of course. Be careful, officer. They don't like the police around here.
Something stirs in you as she's about to go. Call it an instant. She looks back at you, a light glinting off her eyes.
Yes. You're in a hostel, sir. We are in Revachol.
Revachol is the disgraced former capital of the world, divided into zones of control under foreign occupation. Half a century after
Yeah?
Those words tell me something else. Feel like something you've said innumerable times before.
There was the usual ruckus. Loud disco. I couldn't say. It's impossible to hear people speaking from over... Oh, yes. Various artists.
Oh, that. Yeah. Whoa.
Oh, were huge where I come from. I was very young then, of course. like 7. Life gets hard, but we go on. I don't know about that. A slow, sad song started playing, like organ music on that it doesn't matter anymore and that we're alone now. Don't be. I was going out late. Then you started screaming and trashed the place. No, it didn't sound like there was a window was smashed. The tape player probably. The song stopped. And furniture too. There was. I think you screamed that you didn't. I went out afterwards. Everything was quiet by then. Around 4. The dock workers are pretty cocky. They think they're police. It's 51. Yeah? Glad to have been of assistance.
The door is closed. There is no answer. You hear the shower. A tremendous loneliness comes over you. Everybody in the world is doing something without you. The door is closed. A man in his late 20s stands behind the counter. That was disdain in his eyes. Even now he's purposely ignoring you. A competent work of taxidermy. The white and brown seabird looks like the bird was ripped off the shield. This is the great skua. The seabird is the symbol. Something about it makes you feel bitter.
Look, your buddy is over there. Why don't you go and talk to him, okay?
He pretends not to hear you, concentrating on the bird instead.
Oh no, you're a hero.
Could the massive property damage upstairs have anything to do with this?
Am I? Or did you ride in, take the body down, solve the murder, and not trash my hostel room? No, you see, actually, you didn't. You haven't done anything. No, I haven't seen you around. I'm not always here. No, I'm not the bartender. I'm the cafeteria manager. I have 3 cafeterias to manage. 3. Sylvie tends the bar here, not me. She just...
His eyes dart from left to right. This man isn't lying, but he...
So now you're a cop. Oh, forget it.
Hello, sweetie. You shouldn't keep your colleague waiting.
On the counter, rolled out of his open hand, you see a blister pack of headache medicine. The man does not mind. You probably need them more.
You've just picked up some magnesium. This item is stored in the bottom left corner of the screen above your character portrait. Use magnesium to heal your morale if you have morale damage.
There is only one way to wake this bone idol from his slumber. Roar like a hurricane. Rip the buildings from the earth.
Why the yelling man?
Looks like a Sao descendant. A lot of Sao dock workers around.
Wait, what? I was just sleeping. What do you want, officer? Thank God, no.
The worker stares at you.
I don't know what you're talking about.
A little me time in the abyssal pelagic zone.
That's the name of my...
He doesn't sound too enthusiastic about this.
How's it going? Haven't you noticed what's going on outside? Good. We're in the middle of a strike. For one, I could use some more shut-eye in the mornings. Right to work. We are. The workers. The union. We know what we need. What's right for us. Okay. I guess there's also Everard. He's in charge of the union. They got it. Majoret's got it. He's got... Indeed. Help yourself to some... Wait. No.
The dock worker doesn't... A bespectacled man in an orange bomber jacket is tapping his foot on the floor. Looks like he's waiting as you approach. He narrows his eyes, and if an assault were launched on this building right now, if the windows came crashing down and the whole world descended upon you, this man would hurl himself in death's way to save you. You are sure of...
Hello. I'm Kim Kitsuragi, Lieutenant, Precinct 57. You must be from the 41st.
You realize he's waiting for your name. This is your chance to come up with a really good name for yourself. Get creative. Conceptualize. Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau. No, you won't. Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau is...
Yes, well...
Not for a moment does he believe that's your real...
It looks like we had a little scheduling error on Sunday. Saturday...
What he means is, he has been trying to meet up with you for 2 days, but you have been...
If you don't mind, we should talk to him again. It also wouldn't hurt to assure him the police are finally here. In full force, I mean. Have you mapped out the initial interviews? At the 57th, we like to prepare an initial list of persons of interest. And good. But even if you haven't, we'll have time for that after we take a look. Have you removed the dead body from the tree? So, the body...
This is the first time you detect a
where it has been hanging for 7 days straight. We should go there as soon as we are done talking to the owner. I can see you drank last night and the night before, and that if you need something for your headache, there is a general store nearby. But as I said, the dead body should be our #1 concern. We all feel that way sometimes. There is no such thing as a police officer, I'm afraid. What remains is that...
And then, soon after...
But first, we have to take it down. I was sent here to meet a detective from Precinct 4. I suppose you could be impersonating him. You could have...
Inspectorate General means internal affairs. What he's saying is he's not from the Rat Squad and isn't supposed to suspect such things.
No need for derogatory terms. They're only doing their job. Yes. They're not just white rectangles. They bear a halogen watermark. I would ask you to step into the headlights of my motor carriage. But again, you mean you don't have a badge? Losing your identification card is a serious matter. My vehicle has a shortwave. You can use it to report your badge missing. After you, officer.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi is now in your party. You can talk to him whenever.
Before you stands a motor carriage. The vapor emanates from the... This must be the infernal machine that tore you from oblivion. The Caprice Kinema motor carriage. In the cabin, you are welcomed by a set of steering levers, a radio microphone on a hook, a pull-out toolbox under the frequency tableau lights up. The soft purr of electrical kitten.
This is Precinct 57. Hello, Lieutenant. How may I...
Hello, Alice. Please assist our colleague from the 41st Precinct here. I'm putting him on.
This is Officer Alice Demetri, Precinct 57. How may I assist? Just a second, officer.
10-2, 10-5. This is 41st. Come in. Over.
A scrawny old man sits in a dusty cubicle, smoking, with a large white... The man uses relay code. You've got this. You're a cop.
10-4, message received. 10-5, relay message. What's your status? Over. 10-18, state your message, sir. 10-9, over. 10-4, message received. This is a very serious situation.
Is it him? What does he want?
Says he lost his badge and needs to report it.
He what? He lost his badge?
Who lost his badge?
Dick fucking Mullen. Who do you think?
It's Officer Dick Mullen from the bestseller Dick Mullen and the Lost Identity.
Dick Mullen is not your name. It's the name of a fictional detective. Defend yourself. Immediately. They're laughing at you.
He says this has probably happened to other policemen before.
Oh, goddamn it! Is he...
Satellite Officer Vikmar is wondering if you might be joking.
Mullen dicked us.
10-4, I hear you, officer. I'm just going to make a note here.
Fuck me. Mac!
What's going on?
Super Cop here lost his badge.
He lost his what now? His badge. He lost his goddamn fucking badge.
He asks you to please...
Why? Did he find it?
Sergeant Orson was wondering...
You don't have a comeback. Sorry. It's hard to think like this.
He's not replying. Looks like he's still looking for it. 10-9, come again. I didn't get that.
New heights even for...
Ask him.
Sergeant Orson wants to know if you lost your gun.
Check your pockets. Check your... Holy fuck. You don't know where it is, do you? Okay, it's...
10-9, come in, officer. Did you get my question? We were wondering about your gun. Over.
Even before you can get the words out, everything gets scrambled in your brain.
He says he didn't lose his gun. Or he's...
Ask him to describe it.
His... Satellite Officer McLean requests a description.
Oh, request a description, huh? We'll give him one. Describe the plasma gun.
It's a single-shot kill A9. An Armistice, to be precise.
Says it's a kill 9mm.
Armistice? What, is he a fucking... Clearly.
Dear God, he lost his gun. Oh,
This is a...
Macam faced a giant of cocoa. Oh, I can't.
I'm not going to.
Ask him.
Sergeant Orson here is wondering if you are still in possession of your genitalia. Over. He acknowledges your joke and asks you to lay off.
Lay off? Lay off?
Satellite officer 10-4, affirmative.
Oh, God,
Officer, do you need further assistance? Over. Okay.
Wait. Before you say anything stupid, think it through. Be smart about this. Ask if he's...
10-4, sir, I'm not hearing your question. That's a negative, sir. I got 10-12 visitors present here. Over.
What? What?
He wants to verify.
But of course, it says Dick Mullen.
I tell him to stop waiting.
What do you need, sir? Over. Ten-4.
Does he actually want something?
He asked if he ever told me about it.
For God's sake, God...
Sir, satellite. So, was there anything else? Understood, sir. Over. Roger that. 10-10. Over and out.
A metallic drawer, slide.
Take what you need, officer. It's going to be a long case. I'm not...
He's clearly a little protective of his tools. But what can you do? Work is work. The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. Preheated, the white suede feels luxurious under the touch. As you tap on the gauge...
There's no use pressing the heat button. It won't start.
Translation. We're not going anywhere right now. Alternative translation.
The RCM in Martinez. What can I help you with? We don't see a lot of police around. Of course. What can I help you with? Of course. Where to? What do you mean? Yes, sir. District of Martinez.
He knows where we are. He just wants directions.
No problem. Of course.
Her gloves. You get the feeling that you need them. You have a dead body to deal with after all.
Sure. Keep them. I have another pair.
corpse looks at you with bulging white eyes. The face around them does not. You seem to be holding your breath. A cargo belt twists his neck at an unnatural angle. The body below appears stiff. It's letting out an ungodly rot. The smell seeps in, even through.
Active decay. It's okay to throw up with his arm. No one is judging.
He's about to blow! Cop's gonna blow, Kuno!
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite. Because it's nice and orderly, rhythmic pattern calms your mind. Mammals like this stuff. No, there's more to this. You get this strange. Hard to say. It's gone now. It's nothing. Someone just left some...
Kuno, the pig's getting pretty close to me. Come to snuff my shit out, I think. Looks like it's time for me to go, Kuno. Pig's come to take me in. I'm going away for a long, long time.
What's going on there? Fuck are you trying to pull, pig?
You don't want to fuck with me. I got my hand.
You can still see the top of her hat from behind the fence.
Kuno's got this.
If there ever was such a thing as an ugly kid, then this is it.
Oh yeah, Nappa Gumpy, Kuno! Right in the dick, Kuno! Get him right in the dick!
Love it in the dick.
The boy is sweating profusely. His eyes are like two black holes and his jaw is twitching as if trying to break free from the empire of his body. The kid is obviously high.
Fuck that! Kuno, yeah! Right in the
Shits himself.
The rake, Kuno! You should throw the rake!
The fuck? Does Kuno know what a rake is? Kuno's not a gardener.
We shouldn't do anything. I don't tempt such... You will see.
The language these kids are using, pure unfettered id. There will be no reasoning with those creatures.
Fuck no! Kuno doesn't buy that shit. Fucking Alright, entertain the Kuno. Show me what you got. What you got there? What you got, huh? Shitload, pig. What's your question?
Don't tell the pig shit, Kuno!
If I were to want to waste my time, which I do not, I would ask them who he is.
The usual being. Have you seen anything out of the ordinary? Or...
Probably climbed. Kuno was busy down the road when that shit went. You heard Kuno? Kuno wasn't even in Martinez. Kuno, I don't know. Some Mesk or
There is no Night City anywhere. That sounds like the name of a city in some...
Kuno gives this info out on a need-to-know basis.
Thanks, Kuno. That's one name you can now cross...
Kuno's fuck imp. Kuno uses the fuck imp for target practice.
He's trying to hide the fact that he doesn't know.
Kuno knows all kinds of shit. Kuno's not a snitch. That's all. Trying to make the Kuno sing into the popo. You're testing...
Get lost,
Kuno doesn't...
There he still is, looking right through. The smell is repulsive. It pushes in from your mouth, more instant and more... Too late. It's impossible to keep in until a pool of vomit lies under your feet and your throat.
It's okay. Happens to everyone. Keep it. The hangover is clearly making this worse for you. You could use some ammonia to clear your head. If you can handle the headache, some officers use it to deal with cadaverine odor. I can't handle the headache.
It's more likely he can handle the smell, unlike you.
There is Frit nearby, east of... There's a greenhouse here, and a gardener with a wheelbarrow on the corner of the...
Acquiring ammonia will provide a modifier to the white check. Modifiers make checks easier and allow you to retry them.
This Post Lavatorie mail collection box has been heavily vandalized with graffito. A closer inspection. The box seems happy. Eat shit pig, fucked by the coon, and St. G with a crown have been scribbled on it. Jenny is a whore, and best set mailbox also. The mail collection box seems cathartic, thankful even. So do you. You shudder.
Welcome to Crime, Romance and Biography. Be welcome. And please take responsibility for the... I am the proudest owner... Annette, yes, my daughter. I hope she wasn't slacking off again with her nose in science fiction. Wonderful. Did you talk to her? Why not? Was she not friendly enough? Were you not compelled to talk to her? Oh yes, okay, that makes sense. It's working then. Yes. Do browse our books, sir. As a young girl should be, with the proper attitude.
The woman before you scans the store. A simple little cadence. He seems to be making it up as he goes.
From another planet. Hey there. It's the jam, my man. It's a traffic jam for the ages. Harbor gates up the street are shut tight. Meanwhile, we're all stuck here in long-haul limbo for days upon days. Feels like forever. Like I was born on this here roundabout and this was all I ever knew. Just me and the metal and the tires, the oil and the fumes and yeah, imagine. So tell me, what do you need? He ain't one of us drivers. I know that.
It's easy to see he's telling the truth. He's
analyzing the fundamental structural and psychological conditions of being stranded in the midst of a sea of motor lorries. And there's a sense of surprise there ain't more bodies hanging from more trees. Oh, high-grade narcotics, illegal fire...
Relax. He's merely joking.
Ha! No, I'm joking, my man. Found runs a nice, clean business. They usually get shipped to Grodd and the Occident. Though we've been making headway in the Il Moran market lately. This rockin' beauty. Sure is. Like a rash you can't get rid of.
A motor lorry, also called a camion, on Caillou and neighboring islands.
Good eye, my man. Yup, she's an old one. but reliable. Me and her spent a long time together. We're pals and all, but I can't just freely hand out the merchandise. The bosses won't be happy. Not unless they've illegalized sports equipment while I was on the road.
The man taps his fingers rhythmically.
It's like, whatever's going on over at the docks. Workers got a blockade. Some pretty wild stuff, I hear. I've heard talk there's a company repping.
Ah, yes, from the Wild Pines. We'll meet her soon enough, I'm sure.
They want to keep that money flowing in, my man. Ka-ching.
He doesn't blame them. But
anything else? Yeah, this us lorry drivers. Camioners. You still hang around here waiting for... Not my thing. Chasing transient pleasures is a drag these days. Don't be a stranger.
Welcome to Rivachol.
Welcome to Frit. Feel free to...
What's that magazine she's reading?
Okay. I'm not really supposed to be chatting.
She looks up from her...
Yes. What we have is there, in the medicine cabinet. I don't really know anything. I mean, I know it's there. Not really. No. I didn't know him at all. I don't know, really... long.
No need to worry. It's just standard procedure for...
Okay. Uh-huh.
You see several packaged raincoats fill a low shelf beneath a display of croissants and juice bottles. The raincoats are transparent, except for the big Fritta slogan on the back. The tear machine stands in the corner. A sign says, 1 bottle equals 10 cents.
Oh, that's the tear machine. It's a machine for tear. You know, you find tear outside, like, you need a bag, I guess. We used to have some, but feel free to use it if you find a bag, though. I'm sure there are.
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with... Their logo is the blood.
Just ask me if you need anything from St. Baptiste. We don't stock prescription meds, but we do have Nosafed, Duramine, Magnesium, and Hypnogamma.
The door is closed. Still no answer. Still nothing. The lieutenant gives you a quick glance. The bed is cold and not particularly.
The option to go to sleep becomes available every night after 9 p.m.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. Kim also tries not to look at the pile of taped viscera on the carpet, or the weird suitcase on the hat rack, or the potted plant dying in the...
No problem, officer.
You should totally sing karaoke here, the first chance you get. Your emotions need to be expressed. People need to know your vast, oceanic soul. Of course, at this point, through a PA system, by other people. You should sing the sad, slow song you were listening to last night. Thought it was obvious. No. Don't sing the happy song. You have to find out how the song goes first, though. Maybe a tape of something appropriate would help.
Yes?
No response. He's having trouble processing it, believing it even.
Have you tried concentrating on something other than your personal affairs?
There is a sudden, harsh edge to his voice, like he's tired of hearing about your personal affairs.
Fine. We should get through this day first. Off hours begin at 9 p.m. If you're still having trouble then, I can give you an orientation. Really? You look fine to me. This psychodrama is unbecoming of a...
Clearly, he prefers to think you're malingering. He cannot fathom that anyone could drink so much as...
Then you should consider seeking medical attention. You can use the radio in my kinema to call your station's Lazareth. Was there me? I don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation. That's a fair point. All right, for the good of the investigation, what do you want to know? That's correct.
You feel a slight urge to put the lieutenant down for this. but you can't quite muster enough testosterone.
Are they? They are mostly just
You could use a good, normal pair yourself.
That's because I'm half Seolite, or quarter. My father's father was from Seoul. So was my grandmother, but from my mother's side. It's a part of the world, officer.
Seoul is a protectionist, isolationist, pan-Isolari state west of...
You're barking up the wrong tree. I don't speak a word of Seolite. I've never met either one of my grandparents. No.
The lieutenant nods.
What do you mean? I have no idea.
The lieutenant's conceptualization skills must be rather rudimentary. The lieutenant is a police officer of the old school, but this isn't an old school case.
I can't say that it does, no.
The lieutenant produces his small blue notebook. We all have our different mediums. His is...
Good. Let's change the subject.
The man with the unimpressive...
Mr. Gart.
Yes?
I am Kim Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. This is an inter-district investigation, so joining me from Precinct 41...
Fantastic.
Right. Now, I know it took us a while to arrive at the scene. It also took you...
No, I only just got here. It was probably Sylvia.
Do you have her number?
As a matter of fact, I do.
You said you just got here. From where?
What, of Martinez? No.
But you still know your way around.
Yes, I know where it's something.
I didn't imply that.
He probably means this is where you step in and ask your questions. His face expresses profound doubt in your having this.
Haven't you asked me that already? What is it with you and this woman? She has nothing to do with this. Okay, you got me. She went away because of the dead body out back. And...
Thank you.
I asked an employee out. She didn't want to come, but felt obliged to. It was a bad idea. Now, what is so goddamn fascinating about that for you? It's got nothing to do with the lynching. Good for you. Was there something else? I'd like to get back to what I was doing. I don't know who killed him. I'm not the police. That's your job.
The lieutenant turns the page in the little notebook he's been scribbling in.
Let's go.
Not so fast. You owe me 130 real. Oh, excuse me. You owe me 130 real.
The IIR, or Inter-Isolari Real, is the global reserve currency.
Wow, you're a genius. Yes, that's right, money. You owe this establishment 130 real. Let's see. 3 nights at a tariff of 20 real comes to 60 real. Then there's the window you... Another thing you've annihilated is half the bar. You've run a tab of 30 real. Actually, more, but We'll round it down to 30 for your hard work maintaining the What are you, a philosopher? Money is what grown-up people use to pay for things. Things like this hostel room, or... Are you serious? From your work? I don't know, you can...
Some do take recompense, but only to survive.
There's a shuffle of nylon as Lieutenant Kits... That's Cop 4. I haven't offered to pay because I don't have any money either.
I'm sorry, but he has to pay. I can't let him stay here any longer if he doesn't.
Officer, maybe you're better off working this from home for now. You live in Jamrock, right? It's not that far away. Officer, you really need to take this up with your station. I have a shortwave radio.
Good luck.
By the way, where is home? The address is coming up blank, but you've been at this hostel cafeteria for only 3 nights. Where were you before? You had in time or space? That doesn't sound like somewhere you can stay if you run out of money. You can try. Run some addresses in your head when you get them. Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? It will take just...
Her voice is...
Gottlieb.
He's carelessly chewing on a piece of hard candy.
Oh, it's you. With all the damage you've been dealing yourself with drugs and alcohol, what else? I'm not a brain doctor.
It's hard to say if he doesn't believe you, or...
Yes, there's no end to the misfortune. Who? You are? You lost your human visage a while back. Now let's get on with it. I've got more important... What? You want me to do blood work for you again? Tell you just how bad things really are across the board? You want another rundown of everything collapsing inside your body? You want the real, honest-to-God truth? And no, I don't want to hear...
It's not fucking cryo-acta-latte. It's super glue, Doc.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else I can help you with, officer? Just a...
10-4, come in, officer. 10-4, I hear you.
What does he want?
He's asking for...
Is he...
I don't think...
Don't give that asshole anything.
All right, that's a negative on the additional funds, sir. Over. He says he's...
Well, I guess it...
Vicmar said... He says it's...
He isn't get...
Request denied, sir. He said... It's okay.
What is he saying?
Did you want anything else, sir? Many of your colleagues are also...
He's trying to keep you from further embarrassing yourself in front of your colleagues.
Let us address them now, sir. Over.
Wait. Before you say anything stupid, think you're going to be looking at a straitjacket if you tell everyone.
10-4, sir. I'm not hearing your question. 10.
You probably don't want to continue on this road.
Come again, sir. I didn't get that. 10-9. Over. 10-4.
Hold up, Jules.
Seems like it.
No. Fuck him.
Sorry, sir. Anything more? 10-9, repeat message. I didn't get that, sir. Over.
What?
He seems intoxicated and keeps us...
Mullen's drunk and emotionally aggressive. That's new.
Wrap it up. Don't indulge in his drunken antics.
Understood, sir. Over. Roger that. 10-10. Over and out.
This is Precinct 57. How? Of course. What is the number, officer?
Yes, hold on. Her number is...
Received.
Give it a minute. She might be busy.
Officer, I have Sylvie. Yes, hello? Oh, right. Hello, officer. What can I do for you? No, not me. No, sorry. I don't. People don't have the money to have the cables put in again. They use the union.
So the union has a phone, and there's one further.
It was someone else. We'll find them sooner or later, officer. It just might take...
What? Of course it bothered me. But I thought the union already knew about the corpse. No one calls the police. The union would get angry. You know, what the union says goes. People listen to them and they take care of their own, which is like everyone here.
Legally, no. In reality, yes. Martinez is de facto policed by the dock workers' union.
Words are not necessary to feel the lieutenant's discontent for the situation.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what to tell you, officer. I didn't call you because I didn't want to get in trouble with the others. With the union. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, go on. You mean, why did I leave the bar?
Why not?
Let's just say I left. Maybe, I don't know. Yes, I know who you are. You're a police officer.
This exact conversation has happened before. Establishing authority before this young girl seems to have been important.
Oh, no.
Real policemen have uniforms too, by the way. Where's yours? Yes, you absolutely should. It's awful. It feels like you haven't worn yours in a long, long time.
Please, no. Not this again. Everyone saw your cool gun, detective. You were trying to impress some people with it. Everyone was eating, and... You were waving it around in everyone's face, begging them to describe it. You said it calms...
Oh, those again. I have been trying to wean you. You know, when you put your gun, your actual gun... I remember this. You were screaming things like, "My brains are all over the wall," painting them...
No, please, no more suicide threats.
There are way more inventive ways than...
No idea. All I know is next you were waving around money instead, saying things like, "big buck." It almost looked like you pawned it. But believe me, I did not ask. Uniform? I never saw you in any uniform. You had your things on. The disco things. I do hope so. Please, don't call me again. Bye.
Yes, you have obviously done something to upset her.
I'm not mad. It's just... You were so drunk and so emotional all the time, and then the skua thing happened. Yes, obviously. You were the worst. I've had sailors fighting, union guys grabbing my ass, kids stealing booze. Once a guy was glued to the karaoke machine every night for 2 months. But you, well, you were worse than all. Even about little things like not turning down the volume at 3 a.m. I even liked one of those songs you kept listening to on repeat. We Go On by the O.O. I can't listen to it anymore. You've turned it into a... To hell with that. Then there was your room. I tried to send the cleaner, but you wouldn't let me. Threatened to make me, and then screamed something about how you're a piece of shit human being, and why does anyone even let you work as a policeman? That you'd fire yourself, but you can't even do that. And then I had to deal with your toilet. The one you clogged. I won't even mention you waving your gun around, harassing customers, threatening to sing karaoke. Damn it, I don't remember what I did to your damn papers. I don't remember every little thing especially when there's a hurricane.
Something in you wants to immediately forget about.
No, you really weren't. You were simply the worst. God, I knew I shouldn't have brought it up. Just try not to call me again, and let's pretend it never happened. Wait, really? No. I was actually
There's a pause. You can almost see her.
I didn't know what to say to him later. Then you came and destroyed the place. So I left without explaining. Okay, but all sorts of things. From disco, yes, that's the one you like to sing along to the most.
Interesting. You still have to find a copy.
The stuffed bird, the great stew. I think you said it had been giving you shit ever since you got there. It was a pretty bird, there since I started working in Whirling. I really liked her. We call her Scotty.
You hear a sigh of relief.
Anything else I can help you with, officer? 57's over and...
In the cabin, you see a set of steering. Hey, so we've been monitoring you internally, and now we know your Copo type. Guess. Yes, sorry cop. The cop who's sorriest. Let's make it official then, shall we? Oh, you know, Apocalypse, Superstellar, the advanced interesting cop, Liquid Shadow cop. But you're too sorry to say those things. So, here we go. What? Jealous of the sorry cop? They'll be super fine. It'll be totally okay. You can dual Copo type from sorry to anything. No, you don't. Come on. You'll be back to saying sorry in 2 minutes. Stop wasting time and begin the repentance. Of course you are. It's okay. See if you can get something out of this, like info. Or maybe every time you say you're sorry, you get $1 million. That won't happen.
Can I help you?
Wait, what?
Yes, the bird. I found it lying on the floor with a broken wing the morning she left.
You broke the skewer!
I assure you it was him.
Why on earth did you have to break the skewer?
I can't believe it. I was so sure it was Sylvie. Even worse,
A tender type of hope. Something stirs in you.
All right. Did she say anything else? About me, you know? Did she say anything about me? Really? I should give her a call. Thanks, I guess. Was there anything else you wanted, or...? Yes, have you got it? A lot. A lot. For the room, drinks, and... Like what? What thing? Yes, not the whole damn union, thank God. Just the nastiest and loudest faction. They come here in the evenings. Dumb, unruly types. Think they're...
We should find out who this Lord faction is, occupying the booth. We don't. We have to wait. They'll show up.
There are these things called days. You sleep between them.
What are you, a cook now? That's none of your business. He wasn't pan-fried. He was lynched. What could the... Fine, okay. The kitchen is closed until 1 p.m. because the cook is working. You can snoop around after that. What?
By the way, you should come back to this thing-based questionnaire if you see anything
Absolutely.
Absolutely. In the question. Your body is ready, sire.
Another thing. Great. I love that. Yes?
The door is closed. This door can only be opened with a key or from the inside.
Yes? Excuse me? You have a distinctive way of walking. If I were to walk in front of you, we would surely... I hope you don't take this the wrong way. It's just a collegial observation. In the 57th, they say it's a scene-clearing technique developed by one of your lieutenants for gathering evidence. It's erratic, yet thorough. Prioritizes containers. I don't know. Containers...
Passing along frivolous interdepartmental stereotypes is not usually... The bed is cold and not particularly inviting, but it... The fan is spinning. A terrible mistake. Turn the lights off immediately. You can practically feel the photons burning a hole in your brain. Your eyes burn with photosensitivity. It's not good. The blades come squeaking to a halt.
Welcome to Revachol.
Don't you welcome to Revachol me. My grandfather came here from a 3,000-year-old racist isolation. Every school of thought and government has failed in the city, but I love it nonetheless. It's men like you who keep Revachol divided, making it that much harder.
What he means is, fixation on the Revacholian nation makes it harder for Revachol to actually attain self-determination.
Come on, man, I just said...
I know exactly what you meant. You think But you see, I'm an officer of the RCM. It's actually my job to make sure...
Silence. Your partner needs backup. Now's your moment to shine.
You two make a cute couple. You know that?
The lieutenant exhales and resumes his rec.
Whatever you say, officers. It's about not the most popular topic nowadays, with the coalition in charge and all. I'm not just racist. Look, I've read people who've studied these things say that you and me are superior by design. So, naturally... we Occidentals should be in... So, lately we Occidentals have experienced an unfortunate downturn. When remember the problem? The damn kips are showing a real...
Cultural victory? What is this then?
It's what the kips of Boogie Street are going for, right under our noses. And the others too, on the radio. It's true. Also, you need to realize the dangers of mixing races. Who knows what might happen if people don't stay in their birthplace? You might end up with a new sub-race, with unknown characteristics. Don't push your luck, Runt.
Scab?
You're hazy on the notion of a scab. Smells like politics, though. Maybe it's got something to do with the flask he reaches for from time to time.
A kind of a worm, content with mere survival. They come, they want to do our job for shittier pay, screwing over both themselves and us. Everybody loses. Beats me. Somewhere in the crowd, gotta be bloody stupid or freaking evil to scab. Or I guess, scared maybe. But scared of what? Of who? Personally, I'd rather beg than scab. If the gentleman shouting on the street came begging, maybe they'd have gotten something. We've explained the matters, but they don't listen. This lot would be reasonable and go home if the big guy wasn't riling them up all the time. I was just messing with you. No one's ever seen a cop scab. Imagine, you cops going on a strike, but then another cop comes in and says, "Let us cop for less money." Speaking of, what brings the RCM here, to the Wild North? Come to see the strife? Murder, huh? That sounds like a lot of hard work. You'd never see me investigating a murder. Probably not. I wouldn't even know where to start with that. Much better here at the harbor, for an honest union man like me. My friend, I respect the right to roam. I don't operate in that capacity.
If it's all so simple, why don't the strikebreakers just go up the
Aye. Walk right past Measurehead and go in. Yeah, the 2.5-meter tall Semini Supremus is there. Walk right past him, then press the button to unlock the door, then go past him again, and you enter the harbor through the office. Está. Don't worry, I'm sure it's not completely impossible. Or you could convert to his Semini Supremacist worldview. Or, not yet, no. He's incredibly strong. Sure. You know, serious business. I'm sure.
He's a chatty guy. Wants to talk about the strike. Return once you've...
Sure thing, my friend. I can help you out.
The coin lands into your hand as if it has always belonged there.
Always glad to help out the RCM. Shame I can't do more. Things are meager. You know, the winter's fat is slowly running out and all. Still better than scabbing, though. Nothing to worry about, really. The jam's a bit of a mess, cargo can't get in or out. The rationing is a bit stricter is all. I'm always glad to help out when possible. Not like these slithering...
Body betrays your degeneracy.
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his degeneracy.
That is precisely the negligence that has let you reek of it. An invisible sword of Al Ghul emerges from your throat. You cannot see it, but others can. It is making the woman in my ears.
He means alcohol.
I doubt it.
It's not good.
It's like a rat crawled into your stomach, got drunk and drowned.
No, you don't. You need to get...
Does this remind you of someone? The guy down there?
Look at my craniology. I am the pinnacle. You gave the world. You dominated. Listen, you will be superseded.
It is, baby.
There is a button right behind him, just out of reach. It must be the one that opens the door to the harbor.
Enough with this begging. Bring your troops to the Seminant. The walls will be lined with bottles of Al.
There may be a peaceful solution to this. You could internalize Measurehead's race theory. He would take you as one of his own. The best idea. Ask what kind of races there are first. Classification is core to this stuff.
Do you?
The lieutenant looks toward the harbor's east.
You are obviously a liberal, Sailorlight. A polyculturalist. I can see it from your love. There are 3 categories of race. Type A, the heroic races. Type B, the servile races. I knew you would go straight for the vile cauldron. Everyone does.
Yeah, I mean...
Yes, it would seem nonsensical.
Those are the Simonese, the Areopagite, and the Occidental. A receding genetic pool has led the Maun on reprehensible street parades. In Maun cities like... You know them by the names of their nation state.
Mahun is a derogative term for first world people of Gotvaldian descent. They do not all have eczema. Also, people of Katla, like the Suru and the Uhu, in some municipalities of Oranje, people do wear shoes made of wood.
The Maun are proof that you can...
Colorful tassels are, let's be honest, not a good tutorial.
The Vespertines and Messenians of Vesperan, the other large Mondial civilization, the Mesk, overproduction of sebum. As proven by the Maun and the Mesk, Occidental Type A is in retrograde. The Simonese and the Areopagite are on the ascent. The indigenous people of this, the Areopagites, are sleek. The latter is perfected.
Nature was not capable of more.
Type B are the unheroic races, amorphous non-competitors of the great race. The Khoikos and the Vacholier, they are mud-colored people.
The Khoikos of Grad, Yugo, Zhimsk, Shest et al. Are what you would call white officer in a suspect description.
To an untrained eye, the Khoiko appear white and pinkish, like a hand. Pinkness is a racial quality that has to be earned through the Khoiko, the countless micro...
Wouldn't he be one for ethnostates?
Its leaders will be the Vacholians.
Is it 82,000 years that we've been recording history? You have very little idea of what is happening, but that seems a little off.
The revolution came. The revolution is fatal for enough of Tibet. Tips, CF, are a museum of failed chimeric experiments and tragic maladaptations. It would be cruel to entertain ourselves. You understand nothing. To solve the great race enigma, you have to first ask yourself, what you need to internalize what you have heard here today, then return to me. I cannot possibly imagine what else we have to discuss, Tibere Vacholian. Your love for this commune.
Hold up and stay frosty, everyone. Cops are here.
You here to fuck with us? Beat the honest worker down.
Good. We're fighting for a cause here. Right to work!
Besides, we're not that different. It helps if people see us talking, cops and strikebreakers together. Shows authorities are on our side. Builds confidence. Maybe you should ask them the questions. Like, why we're not a... We have families to feed, you piece of shit.
So do we, Scott.
Not before you get in there and get your ass whooped.
He might have some advice, but you got to at least try to fight men.
Honest men and women, with rights. We came here to help the Hawk.
I have a question. Why do all these men...
You think they follow because I'm big and loud? No. They follow the rules, have fun. Union shits are on full strike. Don't think they're going to let you through the gates. I'm trying to meet... I know nothing about a murder. Wouldn't put it past these harbor bugs.
Right to work!
It's shameful. Cops doing nothing. We should bring backup. Open up the gates for us.
We are not picking a side, indeed. Pity.
Let us work!
Small, wrinkled woman does not greet you. She nods along to something on the photo, an ambrotype. It's the warmth of a winter night's fire. Maybe she could give you comfort and shelter. No response, wherever this woman...
Wait. She's just a distracted old woman. Better to leave her.
Can I help you? Yes, have you got it? Yes.
Yes? What do you want to know? Maybe you can tell me what you do know to help me narrow it down a bit. Do you want me to brief you? 3 days ago, the RCM Emergencies Desk received a report about a... During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching. There is an ongoing labor dispute between the local dock worker, a security guard or worker of some sort, hired by Wild Pines. This was just hearsay. They didn't identify themselves in any way. The tone was muffled using a device. There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. That's us, the Revachol Citizens Militia.
The RCM, or the Revachol Citizens Militia, is the police force you and him are part of.
That's right. I'm afraid you and I are pawns in a pissing competition. You don't know? I assumed you were in on it. Better still than an imbecilic cop-off. It's just stupidity. We shouldn't waste any more time on it. If you want my take, ask me after we've inspected the victim. Later. Was there anything else you wanted to know about the case? No, it's not a particularly mysterious case. The deceased is a security guard for a corporation involved in a labor dispute. It doesn't take a DeLorean polymath to put the pieces together. I just don't see the case getting more mysterious than that. I'm relieved that you agree. Anyhow, let's get back to the case. Was there anything else you wanted to know? Good.
A thin man is smoking below an exhaust hood, occasionally sipping from his mug. This must be the Whirling's cook. As you step in, he nods toward the table and says something in a completely foreign language. The only words you can make out are Garancy and Quebec. Okay, it's definitely not his name. Whatever you do, please don't call him Garancy Quebec. Please. It's not funny. The man puts his cup down and replies something. His left hand drawing arcs in the air. He smiles and bangs his ladle against. It's almost like music, especially with the sounds of assorted. You see a heavy steel door with a... You immediately feel drawn to the color. Blue is for mystery. The cobalt blue, it leads to a side building. The door does not, but...
You do? It's a door in the back of the kitchen. Why do you care where it leads? It is quite pretty. I suppose we could look into it as a side investigation. Gart is the person to ask about this. The cafeteria man.
Can I help you? Another thing. Great. Oh, yes, that door. Sure. There's nothing mysterious about it. It's just a door. No, I don't have a key. I don't know how to get there. Or some boring storage space with a button.
He's attempting to maintain an air of indifference. It's absolutely not.
Fine, okay. So, I haven't opened it. I have cleaned the whole place 100 times over, though. After the animals. And I haven't found a key, so... good luck with that. Yes?
Hello, sweetie.
Wait, who's Sweetie?
Why, you are, officer. You're a handsome man, officer, with your mustache and your chiseled jaw and that silly dimple on your... You must forgive me. I'm Lena. My husband Morel and I are staying with our friend Gary just down the street.
This Lena is wacky enough for the Motley Crew. Hire her on the spot.
Yes, officer. You look rather dazed. Like a stunned fox. But surely things can't be that bad. Oh my. You know where we are, right? That's right. And where is the Whirling and Rats cafeteria? Yes, indeed. We are in the fine city of Revachol. How would I even begin to tell you? I haven't seen very many other cities personally. Speaking of history, you know what year it is, yes? That's right, dear. How splendid. Here, take this.
Her relief is palpable. She was getting...
I can tell that this is taxing for you, so I'll just ask one more question. What regime are we living under? Nope. Sadly not. Revachol is what's called a zone of control, under an alliance of...
Meaning, buying is voting.
Oh dear. And you were doing so well. There aren't any cops in Revachol, not in the traditional sense, the status of law. But we should stop for today, sweetie. You look like you need a break. Besides, I'm not the best person.
She's scared now. She's realized you really are brain damaged.
You were doing quite well up until the end there. It does look like you're having trouble remembering things. History.
A sigh. The lieutenant buries his nose.
But maybe a fresh set of eyes is what the world needs, and someone more educated in sweeping matters. Maybe you should ask...
No. I'm not an encyclopedia. I won't be a guide either. I'm a detective.
Of course. Then I don't know. Someone rich, maybe? Wealthy people are educated. Though I don't know where you would find a wealthy person in Martinez. Oh, sweetie, I heard your conversation with the manager about your financial troubles. When do you get your next paycheck?
Your deportment remains dignified as you shed a sing.
Sweetie, I only have a few cents on me, but I...
Wonderful. He has a pin.
The pin is round and slightly tarnished. 3 sailboats in bas-relief with the sun hovering over the water behind them. A chipped green banner at the bottom reads, Sam...
Oh, it's not an ancient family heirloom or anything, but I suppose... I hope you were able to pawn that old trinket. Oh, thank you, dear. I confess...
Even the lieutenant seems...
Now, what else, sweetie? Of course, dear.
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles.
Okay. Don't, overdo it or something. Saint Baptiste. Saint Baptiste Pharmacy.
She is right. Saint Baptiste, the company, derives its name from Saint Baptiste. There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below is entirely dedicated to that corpse smell. Emitting it is all it does now. There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The ammonia only makes it worse. The combination forces the second time, not so much. When the vomiting is done, your cheeks are wet with tears.
Are you okay, officer?
The weight is reassuring, like a krenel on solid fortification. Pat, pat, pat.
You're facing tough odds here. It's aggravated further by alcohol withdrawal. I've seen captains puke their guts out. It never gets easier. You never get used to the smell. Every Monday is cadaver day. Throw up, investigate. Throw up, initial out, then drive to the station. Maybe throw up on the way there if you didn't bag the thing tight enough. I think I've lost my sense of smell.
A white lie.
Not being hungover helps too. No. This is a two-man assignment because it needs two of it. You need to get your shit together. We should go talk to the locals. Find something else to do while the wind changes. It's pretty bad right now.
You've gained a thought. When this dialogue is over, go to your thought cabinet and internalize it with special bonuses.
Give it half an hour. Get yourself together. Then come back and have another go.
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here. Maybe more than 12. No, 8 pairs of boots have shuffled back. 1. Standard work boot. 2. Standard work boot. 3. Hobnailed work boot. 4. Standard work boot. Number 45 or 46? You don't know. It's a miracle you can 5. Another standard work boot. Steel reinforced toe. 6. An aberration. Light as air. Impossible to tell. Could also have been an adolescent. You're not bad. It's as if the whole world died. 7. The glowing outline of a standard work boot. Number 46. 8. And yet another standard work boot. Number 44.
How many? I was pretty off then. I counted 20. I never got the hang of it. Hyperopia. Do you see anything out of the ordinary? $200? Could it be the combined weight of two people, one carrying the other who's...
He might be right. 200 kilograms of living weight is unlikely.
Possibly, yes. Interesting. Let's name it the... someone operating a workbench with a pedal? Like a joiner at the harbor. Or maybe a drummer? No, it's not. Forget I said it. Perhaps it could be a driver. A driver would wear out the right shoe before the left. The accelerator is on the right. We should keep our eyes open around the traffic jam. See whether anyone strikes out as a potential suspect. Seems prudent, no? A woman or a kid? Understood. Anything else? A week, maybe? 7 days would...
It is not impossible.
I pulled last week's forecast for coastal Havashol.
Correct again. Sub-zero temperatures would preserve the tracks in a good state. The commotion here could have taken...
What do I think? A mob of people brought something heavy to the tree. One of them was carrying the victim. They shuffled around. Then, after hoisting him up, they stood in a semicircle facing his direction. At first glance, this appears to be a lean...
Indeed. They all stood in a row here and looked at... Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out tool. A metallic drawer slides out from under the seat and clicks into place. The pry bar feels nice and cold and useful for opening all sorts of doors and lids. The pull-out toolbox slides back. Inconspicuous pile of the roofing material. It's nothing. Someone just left some roofing material slanted again. An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite.
When a bunch of ungrateful, lazy...
Beats me.
There's something odd in the way he carries himself. His set of clothing looks vaguely mismatched. His shirt is far too small and an unpleasantly tight fit, while the overalls, held up by a belt, see he ignores your question, choosing instead to turn to the emaciated. Silence is the answer. There's something off here, but he won't say what. You've been talking to him for quite a while now. Something is off with...
What's it to you? Am I a suspect? Done no crimes. I only fight for the rights of people. We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the eminent domain, Jamrock. Backgrounds in odd jobs, heavy lifting, cargo hauling, bouncer work. I know the drill. Worked at Territorial. Ring a bell? Uh-huh. It was a long time ago. We were promised work. We'd be in there, working, if the bastards hadn't shut the main gates locked. Would take, and I don't mean the scrawny mess punk either. I mean head measurer, or whatever he is. Yeah? That giant up there, on the bridge you talked bad. Standing on a narrow bridge, he's got a strategically... I don't know how the Union has a trained killer up there. But that one's no joke, and my men... Why don't you go arrest them instead?
It would be better for the neighborhood if you went up.
No! They will give up eventually. Or get drunk. Leave the button unguarded. Then...
A lorry stuck in the traffic jam. This big, heavy... The windows are clear. They've been recently washed. You can see the driver has adorned his space with a substantial collection of peculiar paraphernalia. The back end of the cabin, a book with ragged edges, catches your...
Racist nationalist paraphernalia. Not unusual in this part of town. Likely, yes. This guy's proud of who he is. Drapes it all over his...
stands in the middle of a silver plaque on the statue's pedestal reads, I am Philip III. Even by the standards, well, he blew his own maladministration, foreshadowed the fall. Stories have it that he called it the Sol Auron. It was obscene. There were whispers he slept on a huge pile of gold-dipped feathers, like some obese dragon, instead of a bed. But wait. You haven't even heard about his fabled cocaine addiction. You see, old Philippe wasn't just good at squandering the national treasury on gold and ceremonial weaponry. Cocaine. That's what the revolutionaries said 150 years later. Right, His Majesty's courtiers said it helped him connect with the higher realms. Beneath the cold waters of the Insulindian Bay, thrown there by the revolutionaries after they cleaned. The original was blown apart. Most historians think the coalition's hasty... Some years ago, a group of liberal, artistically inclined individuals designed the statue is supposed to capture the moment people in Martinique. Philip not that he ever did in life either. Volumetric ship compressor. There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below is entirely ha. Again, the corpse laughs at you, pus dripping from its mouth. You will never be. Every time it happens, it gets worse and worse. There's nothing more to throw up now. All that's left is crying and convulsing dryly at the same time. The lieutenant is clearly...
Officer, you just need to be stronger. Learn to...
You can open this white check again by going to your character sheet and spending a skill point to upgrade your endurance. Gain new skill points by exploring and completing side tasks.
Relax. It's okay if you don't make it today. There they both are. Two identical shoes, like two baby crocodiles. It's pretty clear, ain't good. They're balanced, comfy. Feel... There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below is entirely dedicated to that corpse smell. Emitting it is all it does now. This trash container is locked. There's something in there, not necessarily connected to the case, but still. Well, it is a container. Maybe you're prioritizing it.
Trash? Food waste from the cafeteria? They lock these containers to keep the derelicts from flocking in. What do you mean, Phil? We could try using a pry bar, the one you took from my motor carriage, or we could ask for a key from the manager of the Whirling in Rags. He probably has one.
That sugary black rum stain on the counter makes you teary-eyed with joy. It's almost touching how syrupy and sticky it is. How long have you been up already? An hour would have been bad. 2 hours is mystical. You have truly wiped out all trace of yourself if you haven't thought about rum and lemonade yet. Maybe later? What is this? Casual Friday? What's with the lackadaisical laxman attitude? What happened, man? You get your drink on and your act together.
Can I help you? Mine? No, it belongs to the Whirling in Rag.
Thank you for clearing that up.
Why? To keep the hobos and drunks out. That's why.
I thought as much. And
well, yes.
It seems a little callous, doesn't it? Something stirs in you. Prod at him and find out.
What do you need?
It concerns the case. Please cooperate.
Just bring them back once you're done, please.
This trash container is locked. With a well-oiled crack. Don't. Maybe you shouldn't. There is, but you won't like it. Sweat forms. The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste.
We're just in time. This hasn't been emptied for over a week.
You see milk and egg rest. You've done this before. The movements are recorded in your elbows, the methodology in your fingers. You're used to this. No, searching for evidence in the... A box falls into pieces in your hands. Baptiste Soleil, among the threadbare kitchen towels, as the legs of the slime-covered jeans begin to unspool from the garbage.
The victim's clothes? Cadaverine odor is faint. You've dropped them in here, officer. Guitar-marked blue jeans. Pockets empty or emptied. He wore the belt is missing. That's it.
Something slimy catches your eye. A drab, long-sleeved shirt, olive-colored, appears from the food waste, dripping with...
This is a military-type overgarment. No label or serial number.
The rest of the rags are just kitchen variety waste. A yellow old...
All right. We should go to Gart again and ask if he knows who put the clothes in the trash. It could be as simple as someone from the hostel cleaning the yard. Or that one. I'd advise against.
The fuck's he on about? Kids? You hear that, Kuno?
See? Not really. All we know is...
The lieutenant, no. It's just organic. Nothing. It's nothing. What's this? A blue piece of plastic sticks out from the apple pit. Something larger. A clipboard. A blue plastic clipboard with moist papers hanging from it.
Officer, is that your paperwork? It is. Look, the plastic has the RCM street grid on it. If you don't mind my asking, how could you have let your paperwork end up in the trash? Well, lucky we found it. You should take stock of what remains, just to be sure some has not made it into the hands of the RCM's adversaries. Organized crime and the like. It would also not hurt to start taking notes on the case. Now, tell me what your eagle eyes see. Or are we finished?
Some items, such as the ledger you found, are interactable. Go to your inventory and select the Interact tab to read your paperwork.
You pick out a broken mug with an oddly racist depiction of the only in its social sensibility.
You've acquired an interactable...
The container sounds a muffled gong.
That's one thing off the list. I think we got it all.
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below is...
Can I help you? Thanks. I hope you found what you were looking for. How strange. I certainly didn't put them there. The trash collection service, CSB.
Ah, the elusive CS Municipal. I doubt we'll be able to track down who was sent here last. Thank you anyway.
Sylvie had the keys before I got here, and I can vouch. Yes? Do I have a shaker in my hand? Is there...
It's not a shaker. It's nothing. He's holding nothing.
Am I wearing a little bow tie? Am I smiling? Do you see me smiling? That's right. I'm the cafeteria manager.
Play it calm. This man needs to understand you need a drink to help the community deal with police stuff.
Even more reason for me not to serve you, sir. Was there anything else you needed, other than...
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A pitiful cabbage of white and yellow papers hanging from plastic board, barely held together by a... There's a piece of toilet paper, or is it cleaning tissue? It's a metaphor for you. Below the pathetics, terror. Do not. It's just toilet paper sticking to the back of the plastic clipboard. You can take it off if you want. Still wet, the toilet paper peels off the plastic easily. All you have to do is shake it off with your finger and voila! The ledger now. An aluminium block runs the width of the board, biting down on the paperwork. Its crocodile teeth are the only thing keeping the papers. The surface is interrupted by a silvery sticker. It's rectangular, sparkling.
What? Yes, halogen watermark used for adding information to RCM property. Any capable light with the right wavelength will do. All RCM vehicles have headlights designed to reveal halogen watermarks.
This means you can read the watermarks if you just turn the lights on.
It depends, aside from an anti-counterfeiting stamp.
How many years you've been on the force?
Okay.
While a bunch of sodden papers sag from the clipboard in your hand. They're not exactly white. They're yellowed in patches. Once in a while, there's a red stamp that work, strife, poverty, The Jamrock is the middle of March. You have attempted 2 cases a week on average. There is, for precisely 1 more. 15 pages near the end remain untouched by the day. The tasks you've completed flow out of inspect, the interview, the cafeteria man. It's not exactly poetry. A satisfying slash sounds across the paper. Things to be done and things already done.
No, actually. Any ideas? Great. That's great. That's actually what I was thinking too. The Hanged Man. Good, strong name. I'm going to start calling it the Hanged Man. It's good we sorted this out. Huh? 2 complex cases to undertake is a lot, yes. You really have to push yourself. I would not suggest it, lest you start making mistakes. 2? That's a lot. I didn't mean to say you are making mistakes, by the way. That was presumptuous of me. That's okay. We all do.
Like a fan of girls, the checkered papers dry in your... Yes, it appears you employ a title, one might say even. One that draws inspiration. Yes, all caps. Others appear more. It's going to take an effort to piece these case files together, but it can be done. Once you're done inspecting them up close.
Yes, how very childish of you. In your and my defense, it's a holdover from the early days of the RCM. Right after the revolution, when the organization had little idea. Again, in your defense, I seem to have named one the man with the hole in his head. That was a real person. His death was real. Still I named it that, to amuse myself. I pray his loved ones never find out. Rail spiked through the head. He died. It was a workplace accident.
You don't exactly close them, so much as distance yourself from the smelly papers. They're a little further from your nose now. Yes, you can piece them together using the alphanumeric code on the margin. It always begins with HDB 41. Then, why yes, your precinct, every last alphanumeric in the files begins with it. And these are your case files. It's safe to say HDB are your initials. I got nothing here either. Logic really is, yeah, we're staying out of this business for now. HDB, it takes about half an hour to piece one together using the system you've devised. Where do you want to start? This one is relatively easy to reconstruct. Overnight on 1202, cause of failure, rent too high. The mural is enormous. 2 silhouettes, a man and a woman, are kissing. True love is possible only in the next world. For new people, it is too late for us. People call it that thing and that fucking thing. The Graffito crew is easy to track down. Only the bell lectures have the literage of it. The case files do not show you finding. The crew agrees to clean up after themselves. The 9,000 people subjected to the mural's message, all of Lakeside, Central Jamrock, and Villa Lobos, plus half of the eminent domain, participate in the vote. Although the case begins with what appears to be a lot of rambling on the streets as to how juvenile and stupid the mural is, given a choice between 2 options. A staggering 78% of voters choose to keep it. Turns out the opposition were a loud minority. And that love truly is possible in the next world for new people. And it is too late for us. Did anyone ask you what you believe in, man with the smelly toilet ledger? What? Not much has changed in the meanwhile. A bunch of sodden paper. In the back, you see thin, translucent copy of paper. Then rip them from the binder and hand them out. According to type of 3. The topmost are, you don't have to be an intellectual giant to do a monetary penalization ranging from 20 to 250 real. But they appear. These are quite sinister in turn. They give a date and a dozen pages of thin copy paper. Bright red. Yes, all that remains now is to fill those forms. The rest of the stinking cellulose it's made of dark blue plastic, hard enough to beat someone to submission with. The edges are rounded, however. The U4 size board feels thick and blue. The blue heart. Don't look into it. Something rattles inside. The plastic shimmers like lapis lazuli, but it is not see-through. With your hands, U4-sized pages hang from the clip, screwed to the top of the board. Is not what you end up doing. You squeeze the plastic to slide it. The ledger quivers in your hand. As it shakes, the pages rustle. This pathetic mess, suddenly afraid of the acidic stench of rotting food, is rubbed off on the cellulose. It now forms the base of the experience. This base is just a racist mug. What's there to read here? Not much. Oh boy, here we go. What are you going to say about a broken, tossed-away mug that you dug out of the garbage? But it was in the trash. Why not just call it out? Advanced race theory. Everything is calm in the eye of the race storm. Your mind is lucid and bright. The mind... Wow, you work hard. Oh, yes, you hustle. You're a provider. It's tough out there. Oh, yeah. Like a horse. Look at yourself. You're a human pedometer. You must have walked too. That is the sign of a hustler who never gives up. The world is harsh and people are evil. You didn't make... Oh, you do. You make money. You got gills. It ain't easy, but you do it. Day in and day out. You didn't make the rules, but you won't lose. You didn't log that in as a donation either. You don't log any of that shit in. You're a straight rider. Sure, sure. And has it been... Are you rich? That's right. You work harder than anyone. You almost rode yourself to the grave, and you're still practically a... Because of the taxes. G-Man's got his jam-covered sticky... Aren't taxes almost non-existent in the Gotham estate? That is Revachol. You and I both. But they got those indirect 98% of all your money. What are you not sure about? They're milking your nipples till they bleed. Can't you see? Here you go, hustler. Fight the righteous fight. Free the... see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the plaza mosaic. The tire tracks were left here by an unknown event that took place some days ago. Some of that rubber stuck to the tiles right in front of the whirling rags, and then accelerated. The driver proceeded to back out of the yard, barely stopping before hitting the adjacent, before heading south. Must have been in a hurry.
You are correct. This is a rather motor carriage friend.
Somehow that makes you feel scared.
I'm not sure. There are plenty of traffic accidents waiting.
You could follow the track south. There seems to be a canal. There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. As you breathe in, the odor comes over you. It's a spell of the mind telling you to. It's a puzzle. What's hanging in front of you is a puzzle of decaying flesh, tattoos.
They do after 7 days, yes.
The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and enamel boots. His skin is greenish. The material appears to be ceramic. It's clean white, delicate and fragile. They feel these are clearly not boots. They're armor. Possibly
Indeed. Technically speaking, these are Sabbath ceramic plate, zirconium dioxide under the heel. Fair weather model T500 VE. I'm guessing that's vitreous enamel. This is advanced stuff. Piece by piece. He's been out here for 7 days. We should keep a lookout for these species. The armor could yield information. This is one thing he might actually know. No, I think he had something precious underneath the clothes. They had to remove the jeans and shirt we found to get to it. And this kind of armor is often worn. They usually hang them completely naked for that. La puta madre.
Fucking talk.
Clearly, Kuno would like to interject something here, but there's not enough for him to hold on to.
It is. It's expensive. We've requested similar material for our tactical units for years now. The constabularies, for a full set, about...
For the northwest region of Revachol, an officer's average yearly income is 5,500 real, unadjusted for rank.
As a wage, it's regrettably small. But for a piece of hardware, yes, that's a lot. That's for us to find out. My initial report on the area suggests he was a security guard for the harbor company. But that's just hearsay. I agree. This equipment is way beyond what a guard can afford.
A small bell-like sound fills the air.
It's anything but. This material is a kinetic redistributor. It spreads kinetic...
Faint, organic lines cover the plates, where they're like whirls of floorboards. The design looks organic, influenced by highly resistant wood materials, like lignum vitae, and if trees were made of porcelain, this is what their cross-sections would... The smooth, glossy surface fractures into ever... The whirls are in the shape of a letter and number combination. E50, 100, 1000.
Good. Can you read it to me? We have a make and a number. That's something. We can use the radio in my kinema when we're done. Either station can chase it for us.
This feels dangerous. Are you... The Sabatons dangle off the man's decaying form, ageless, and the cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt. His torso covered. The hangman's knot is pulled tight by the weight of the corpse below. Yellow, this is a steel-reinforced cargo lashing belt, big brother of the regular cargo belt. It's used...
Airlifting. I thought it was used on lorries for strapping cargo to them. The local harbor uses 6 rotors to shuffle containers around. I get the sense they use whatever was on hand, without paying much attention to not incriminating themselves. A noose is one of those things that's easier to use one way around. That ladder can't carry a grown man. I didn't see any splintering either, did you? I think they
could be. The shape of the branch.
I'm still approaching this as a lynching, yes. Motivated by the ongoing strike. You? 70% of the cases I get are just filling in the blanks on the initial report. This belt worries me. I was afraid it would be. Thin steel wiring, parallel strands. This makes getting him down more problematic.
The cadaver hangs an intricate web of blue lines stretched. His corpse is marked by stars, alcohol, and heartbreak.
Of no nation that I know of. If anything, it reminds me of religious illumination. I agree.
He takes a thin piece of milled aluminium from his coat pocket and pulls it open. Sounds like a sword being unsheathed. A small lens of...
A Trigger Sunshine.
Trigger is the world's leading...
Shit, Kuno! What the
An instant color camera. I have only 2 ampoules, so nobody move. I don't want to waste one.
A sound, a shrill flash, followed by the breaking of a small ampoule of glass. You see streams of color pour onto the thick, glossy piece of paper, rolling out.
In case we need it. Yes, it is pretty cool, isn't it?
There is only one ampoule left.
It contains insight to the victim's person. By his build, I'd say this was a man of physical violence. The story he wanted his body to tell was important to him. It is his letter, to us. Someone should decipher it. We'll need to show it around. Here, a souvenir. Don't lose it.
The glassy-eyed corpse looks by, his mouth mute and his skin as colorful as the chemical rainbow on the photo paper. Teeming, his eyes are milky white and blind to the world. Dark brown hair grows on his head. His face is ready to explode. From the organic processes, the corpse is dead silent.
Who is he? He is male, 40.
The corpse looks right through you. As you narrow your eyes, the monster before you blurs into a... This is a trick. You've done it before. Pink is where the blood settled. Only the lower extremities are pink with a dash of blue. His fatted hands, thighs, and his...
I see it. His neck too. The lividity goes right up his chin.
The monster comes back into focus. An explosion of...
So, what do you think?
A pool of blood and feces has eaten into the frozen mud below the man's feet. Purge liquid is dripping into it. Drop by...
The victim appears to have contained no more than half a...
The fucking... Talking about shit.
Malicious laughter erupts in the yard. Sounds... The lieutenant's face is made of stone.
I do. Most of them are post-mortem. Maybe even all of them.
Stop talking and... It means you fucked him up good, Kuno! Fucked him up brutal-like!
Agreed. Especially on the neck. The belt acted like a tourniquet, keeping the blood in his head. The hypostasis supports her hanging. Everything here seems to corroborate that assumption. But I agree.
His personality is no longer...
Totally dead. That sounds about right, yes.
But there is no breath to catch. Only the cadaver.
Are you sure we finished the preliminary examination of the cadaver? We might miss some of these things once it's done.
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered in tattoos, and extremities blotched pink.
The steel-reinforced belt presents a unique challenge. I brought chain cutters, but I don't see a good angle of approach to the belt.
He doesn't actually think the challenge is unique. He thinks it's frustrating.
The cadaver is a good 1.2 meters up. Neither one of us can reach the belt without assistance. And even if we do, there's the question of cutting the airship strength material. Climb up there and saw the branch? There has to be a less risky way, with less falling down of trees. I was really hoping we wouldn't. The Union appeared to be suspect in this case. It seems like a dangerous route to go down.
But what other options?
Someone else? You mean like the police? Sadly, yes. The whole RCM is out. I know it's hard, but I assure you, the others won't come to help us. And we have a growing sanitary concern. Okay, they do have the tools and the men. And since it looks like they put him there... Okay, let's do it in the lousy, dangerous way. To ask the suspect for help with the victim's body? To be indebted to Evrard Clare? Very much, yes. Clearly we can't.
Suck my dick, bitches!
The leader of the Union. A dangerous and corrupt...
Yeah? Don't go being someone else's bitches. You're Kuno's bitches.
From the gates, by negotiating or fighting.
To the gates. Let's negotiate. An intricate web of blue lines stretches across. The pattern still kind of has an ethnic gone. For you to discover, someone who knows about history could tell you.
Fuck does Kuno care? The fuck about it? Kuno doesn't give a shit about the armor. Kuno's fuck gimp's got one big thing wrong. Look at him. Fucking growth hormone shit. He's a giant. The armor's too big. Kuno doesn't give a shit about that freak armor. Kuno tried to get the helmet on. It was too big. Kuno kicked that shit in the sea, rugby style. That shit means... Yeah? That shit means nothing to Kuno. You wanna fuck on someone about that armor? Go fuck the mustached Union fuck. The jolly troubadour. Yeah, cock and boot. You know that jolly Union cap?
Yes, you met him at the gates. The one with the boots and the jolly...
Yeah, he's the one you want to talk to. He's fucking crazy about that armor shit.
Curious, my liege. Why did Kuno feed you this information?
Yeah, Kuno's doing charity today. Kuno Day.
Still, seems suspicious. He may have it in for that guy. Or you may be paranoid. That is also a possibility.
Fuck are you talking about? What is this contusion shit?
He says you're stupid, Kuno. They want to make you stupid again.
Oh, did Kuno make your shit sniffing harder? Obstruction of shit sniffing. This is Kuno's kingdom. Kuno...
You hear the lieutenant hum.
just a couple of pigs sniffing around in the dirt.
Yeah, you tell the faggot.
Looks like you're a faggoty now, whatever that means. The suspicious question.
You're testing Kuno's pig.
Get lost,
Right, pig? This is where Kuno plays with his... Yeah, Kuno doesn't know shit about that. That shit is beneath Kuno. Listen, listen. Kuno doesn't care about this small... Kuno could hook you up with some sweet rags. Shit like Kuno's wearing. Your size, good price. 500 real. Pig, these are found modulars. Liquid fit, performance, believe it, you need this shit.
These could drastically improve your chances of survival, and Coach Physical Instrument endorses these pants. They are tartan. They will also make you into an idiot.
Look, Kuno ain't seen shit lying around, except for that.
The lieutenant remains silent, but his
Alright, Piggo, shit.
Don't do business with the pig.
As you can see, Kuno and C don't trust you. Can't do business without trust.
There's more to his distrust than being a pig. He feels...
The fuck? A mug in the trash? Is this about the fucking clothes again? Yeah, Kuno sees where this is going. Kuno's got that fast brain.
I can't hear you, Kuno. Speak loud.
Shit, that's tense. Someone's going to the beatdown. Kuno doesn't know who put that shit in there.
Stop turning into a pig, Kuno. They're trying to get you hooked on the...
Yeah, get your bacon shit away. Kuno doesn't like to be seen with the Pope. Look at that fucking shit. Fuck does Kuno know? Kuno's not a...
The lieutenant takes...
It's a trap, Kuno. Don't climb it, Kuno.
Dunno. Keep that gardener...
Kipped is a pejorative term used to describe people of...
Yeah, that's what Kuno said. She couldn't handle the heat, so she... Yeah, that's what Kuno said. Look, Kuno doesn't explain...
Yeah, her.
That's just some shit Roofing Gimp's left...
There it is. That strange feeling again. As if there was more than meets the eye.
The fucking well!
They're trying to make you feel stupid, Kuno.
You glance again at the roofing material in front of the shack. Yes, you should go back.
Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit. Kuno's Kuno, pig? The fuck are you calling a third person? Kuno's the fucking first person?
Watch out, Kuno! He's trying to fiddle you! He's gonna put his hands on you! Help! Pig's got Kuno! Help! Rape!
Help! He's got the Kuno, help! Help! He's digging his dick out!
Escalate, Kuno! His dick is out! You're afraid!
Pigs in air, Kuno! Somebody, please! No one? Kuno's doing this because he likes it, pig.
This is where Kuno establishes dominance. You can't let that happen. It will make things...
Help! The pig's gagging him! Kuno can't speak!
You put him up to this yourself when you decided to talk to him.
Listen to your friend. Help! The RCM is trying to fuck Kuno in the ass. Look.
For emphasis, a ghost is saying this.
I know you wanted to hit me. You got that I'm gonna fuck that Kuno up look that Kuno's dad gets. The murder look. The rage look. I can. Kuno can smell that violent shit. I know what you were thinking. I'm gonna fuck that Kuno up. I'm gonna shut his... You're nothing! You're a joke to Kuno! Kuno laughs at you!
Kuno turned you into his prison, bitch!
No, you're not. We can...
Bitch, you're gonna be in this shit with Kuno!
A peepo is a type of hat, by the way.
You don't talk to me about my fucking peeper! You don't know where I come from! You just Kuno's bottom bitch!
Okay. Kuno is kind to his bitch.
Click, 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 click!
Yeah? The kingdom of... Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give... Kuno doesn't fucking care.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and a metallic drawer slides out from the pull-out toolbox.
All right. Ready? I turn, you press start. It's next to the preheater.
The dashboard lights up with orange glow. The rounds per minute gauge jumps, and then the lights unfold with a little click.
There you go. I'll turn them off from the remote once you're done.
As you hold your ledger's clip under the headlamp, an iridescent...
There she is. Revachol West.
Around the borders of the watermark are dozens, no, hundreds of micro-perforations. There are many of them, and they are divided into 3 separate rows. The first row has 18 dots. The next is the longest. You count 216 perforations. The last row has... That's it. The rectangular watermark is overlaid with the logo of the RCM. A rat brazenly darts past you and...
Ah, Martinez. Let me see. Right here. No, it does not. Those are perforations. They represent your record as an officer of the RCM. They are your statistics.
Alpha male officers who are proud of their numbers.
The first row represents your years of service. 18 years. Okay, not bad at all. What did you do before you volunteered? That's what it says. I might have guessed even longer based on your age. What did you do all those Maybe you were a diplomat, or in PR. This next row, the one that wraps all the way around, is your number of closed cases. Wow, more than 200! It's quite a lot, even for someone who's been on the force for nearly 2 decades. Usually, clearing more than 10 cases a year puts you in the 90th percentile of all RCM officers. Right. Those are your confirmed kills. You've got precisely 3 perforations there. For an RCM officer, especially Precinct 41, which is in the Jamrock quarter, it's rather tame. I mean that in a good way. There are certain officers who treat their kills like some kind of ghoulish game. If they do happen to solve a case, it's usually by accident. But it seems as though you are, or at least were, one of the good ones. So we have that to be thankful for. Everyone has their own method of coping. Personally, I find it helps to keep up a few hobbies. Oh, this and that. Let's not get into it now. Why not gardening? You've already got the gloves.
It's meant in earnest. Please don't mistake it for a jab.
Yes.
The lieutenant nods.
Right. I'll go turn off the light.
You can now see your statistics on...